Charlie and everybody, welcome to King David Ministry. Welcome to King David Ministry. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the only place for salvation, King David Ministries. With respect to you all. People, what we like to do normally here at my ministry is to do a recap at the beginning of every lesson. So Google these things in your own time. So COINTELPRO, that's an operation from the FBI, the prevention of a black messiah. Ask yourself why would they have such an operation. H1961, Strong's concordance. If you Google this, you'll find this is the creator's name. So when they took over our lands, our states, and our work, our scripture, the Old Testament, they changed the creator's name. So in Exodus chapter 3 verse 14, it says Lord or God there. It says I am, sorry. That translates to higher. I am, Paleo Hebrew. Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what an American is. It's the copper-coloured tribes found there by the Europeans. They have their Remembrance Day, so let's have ours. So Massacres of the Jews, 1391. Relate that to me and my people, circle black man and woman, not all but some, the Afro-Asiatics who are Shemitic, who are the Hebrew Israelites. Also, expulsion of the Jews in 1492 by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Portugal. Read regular. I encourage you to read regular. The law, the scriptures, the papal bulls. Educate yourself. Pray. Fast. Call upon higher. All caps on your letters means you're dead in the sea. A straw man. So Google the straw man. We were the Iberians who ruled Spain and Portugal for 600-700 years. America is part of the Holy Lands, and the old maps it was called India Superior. Reincarnation was taken out of the Bible, the teachings of it by the Romans. On the reincarnation of David, King of Israel, who could you be? Justice for Sandra Massey, Robert Brooks, Georgia Neely, Chris Kaba, George Floyd, and many other cases. As they practice assault of racism. These are the children of the Crusaders. I'd like to add that not all public servants are bad, and they don't abuse their power, but a lot of them do, you understand? And we are the true nobles and sovereigns, man. April the 8th last year, there was a solar eclipse. This was the revealing of the Most High's Anointed One on my birthday. When I was 11 years old, I had a dream. I was anointed, took to an amazing palace, said that one day you're going to be king. Ashkenaz in the state of Jerusalem, they are Japheth. Check Genesis chapter 2 verses 5. Christopher killing Columbus brought a Paleo-Hebrew Aramaic interpreter to communicate with the tribes there. His name was Louis de Torres. He was forced into Christianity like me and my family. The earth is flat as the Bible states. Antarctic Treaty, look at this, and old maps. The children of the Crusaders took us over, the Paleo tribes. I told about societal racism and the children of the bloody Crusaders. Don't forget to look up Papa Bulls, man. Especially Dum verses 1452, which put me and my people into perpetual servitude, which is slavery forever. That's the recap out the way. Now we're going to read the Psalms. The law. So the Kohanim and Levites. So we're at the bottom here. So that a Kohanim who had married an immersion. That a Kohen who had an immersion during the day to cleanse him from uncleanness shall not serve in the sanctuary until after sunset. Leviticus 21 verses 6. That a Kohen shall not marry a divorced woman. Leviticus 21 verses 7. That a Kohen shall not marry a harlot. Leviticus chapter 21 verses 7. That a Kohen shall not marry a profaned woman. Leviticus 21 verse 7. To show honor to her Kohen and give him precedence in all things that are holy. Leviticus 21 verse 8. That a high Kohen shall not defile himself with any dead, even relatives. Leviticus 21 verse 11. Okay, that's today's law reading done, people. Next, we're going to read the Psalms. Psalm 76, starting with verse 1. Starting with verse 1. Higher is renowned in Judah, in Israel, great is his name. There's the two kingdoms there, look. Judah and Israel went into two kingdoms. Israel being the northern kingdom, Judah being the southern kingdom. Great is his name. How are you going to know his name if they put Lord or God there? Because I told you it's higher, H1961, Strong's Concordance. Chapter 3. In Salem is his abode, his dwelling is in Zion. There is he shattered the flashing shafts of the bow, shield and sword and weapons of war. There you go, man. The Most High is truly amazing, very powerful, man. And there's nothing he can't do. Understand? Alright, next I wanted to read. Where was we? I wanted to read a poem, actually, man. From the Annals of the Caledonians, Picts and Scots. This is by Joseph Ritson. This is about my family. So if you bear in mind the Lamentations in the scriptures. Okay. So obviously we're getting took over. We're getting made prisoners of war. You know, I got my Jacobites. I'm a descendant of the Jacobites. In etymology, it means sons of Jacob. They took us out of our lands of Scotland, man, and Europe. Mourn, hapless Caledonia, mourn thy banished peace, thy laurel torn, thy sons for valour long renowned, lie slaughtered on their native ground, thy hospitable roofs no more, invite the stranger to the door, in smoky ruins sunk they lie, their moments of cruelty, the wretched owner sees afar, his all become the prey of war, bethinks him of his babes and wife, then smite his breast and curse his life. Thy swains are famished on the rocks, where late they fed their wanton flocks. Thy ravished virgins shriek in vain, thy infants perished on the plain. The flat plain, man. What boots it that in every clime, through the wide-spreading waste of time, thy marital glory, crowned with praise, still shone with undiminished blaze? Thy towering spirit now is broke, thy neck is bended to the yoke. Yeah, man, Dumno verses 1452, man, perpetual servitude, slavery forever. What foreign's arms could never quarrel, by civil rage and rancor foul. The rural pipe and merry lay no more shall cheer the happy day. No social scenes of gay delight bugle the dreary winter's night. No strains but those of sorrow flow, and naught be heard but sounds of woe. Whilst the pale phantoms of the slain glide nightly o'er the silent plain. O baleful cause, O fatal morn, a court accused to age yet unborn. The sons against the fathers stood, the parents shed his children's blood. Yet when the rage of the battle ceased, the victor's soul was not appeased. The naked and forlorn must feel devouring flames and conquering still. The pious mother doomed to death, forsaken wanders o'er the heath. The bleak winds whistle round her head, her helpless orphans cry for bread. Bereft of shelter, food and friend, she views the shades of night descend, and stretched beneath inclement skies, weeps o'er her tender babes and dies, while the warm blood bedews my veins, and unimpaired remembrance reigns. That's a really nice poem, man. It's from It's called The Tears of Scotland by Dr. Tobias Smollett. Yeah, man, nice poem. Okay, the next book I wanted to read. I'll just quickly show you this on the way, seeing as I've got the book out here now. Jacobite Gleanings from State Manuscripts, Short Sketches of Jacobites of Transportation in 1745. And this is just one of the ships that were carrying the Jacobite prisoners, yeah, out of their lands onto plantations, okay, around the world in the Americas and that. And as you can see, a lot of them were melanated. Most of them were melanated, and if there wasn't written down as melanated, say if they were paler, have you got any pale family members? You possibly do have pale family members, man. So when this takeover was happening, they could have been classed as white, man. You understand? Or pale, light skinned. So yeah, this is proof. I just wanted to also mention, adding to the poem that I just read, is that when these people took us over, now the colonies that you set up, the Most High is shaking these colonies now. You understand? So the Paler tribe, these colonies that you set up here, the Most High is shaking the colonies because, yeah, this is recompense for how you treated his children, man, the Hebrew Israelites, okay? So let's go for this one now first. So Memoirs of the Secret Service of John Mackay, Esquire, during the reigns of King William, Queen Anne and King George I by John Mackay, 1700, scholarly backed. So let's have a look at this spy. He was a spy, he went to spy on the Jacobites. So let's see how he described the Jacobites now. Let's look at Daniel, Earl of Nottingham, Secretary of State today. Okay, let's see how John Mackay described him as. So this is black like a Spaniard or a Jew. Black man like a Spaniard or a Jew. So John Mackay is saying that the Jews are so-called black, man, and the Spaniards are black. Yeah, and we've ruled Spain and Portugal for 600 years, 700 years, man. Scholarly backed ministry, man. Scholarly backed, man. Lots of information which I'm going to bring forth to the people, man. Don't forget Hosea 3 verse 4 and 5. In the end times, the children of Israel will seek higher, and David the king who will be raised up unto them. Alright. So yeah, let's just quickly jump to this point now. Barbarians, the everyday life of the barbarians, Goths, Franks and Vandals, the Paler tribes, yeah. He took over the Romans, man, and then teamed up with the Romans, man, in these end times, what now? To make Israel of a remembrance of no more. Not all skinfolk are kinfolk, remember that, people. I'm on page 14, this is by Malcolm Todd. Page 14, relations between Rome, that's Esau, yeah, Jacob's twin brother, and the Germans are by no means an unrelieved story of conflict and destruction. The battlefield was not the only meeting place of German and Roman. So that it's not the only place they met, man. Where else did they meet then? From her earliest experiments in the empire, Rome realised that allied tribes beyond her frontier were a better safeguard for the security of the provinces than a military presence on the frontiers themselves alone. Strong military garrisons were always required on the front which faced the Germans, but as on the other frontiers, some reliance was also placed upon the peaceful cooperation of the tribes who entered into a treaty relations with the Roman state. Now can you see how the Romans first had the idea for false JC in the New Testament, yeah, and then he was melanated in the old pictures, yeah, and then you can see the JC, the hijack, yeah, the false Messiah got changed from black, so-called black, yeah, to so-called white. He got white, even he got whitewashed, man, even though he's fake. Do you understand, like? Because the Paler tribes took over the Romans, man. That idea, do you understand? They continued it, and then they started working with the Romans, man, with Esau. Presence. Strong military garrisons were also required on the front which faced the Germans, but as other frontiers, some reliance was also placed upon the peaceful cooperation of the tribes who entered into treaty relations with the Roman state. For instance, after early contests with Rome, the Frisi of northern Holland eventually settled down to a long period of untroubled coexistence with the imperial government, gaining thereby in material advancement. A branch of the Suebi Nicrets, was settled with Roman approval on the fertile land on the Neckar Valley, thus forming for a time an effective buffer against less amenable barbarians to the east. In later centuries, Germans played an even more immediate role in frontier defence as soldiers in regular regiments of the Roman army. Barbarian groups were also employed as federates, receiving land in return for military service in the area in which they were settled. A share of the fertility of the land would, the Romans hoped, induce them to protect it against the outer ring of barbarians. So as you can see, just from reading that small snippet, man, how you can see how the barbarians, if they came from not much, and then they was coming into something which they probably had an eye and a vision for something which could have been theirs. And they create an empire which wasn't based, the foundations based off theirs. But you can understand by reading this snippet here how they then went on to take on the Romans. You understand? The Paleo tribes who are in power today, who practice societal racism against our people, the true nobles and sovereigns. Right, I was going to read this book now. Nature Knows No Colour Line by J.A. Rogers. Okay, this is very, very it's very pan-African, just like some of more of the books are. The authors may lead to the narrative of Africa, but there's no proof. I'm just reading from some notes. Authors will say it because it's hang on, forgive me, my handwriting is really bad, man. Yeah, so basically that, like, with the information I'm providing now and other people, I think it's important that the authors, the modern day authors doing this work now, that they correct and update their work, man. You understand? Because it's the incorrect narrative is being pushed at all so-called black people from Africa. It's very, very incorrect. You understand? But I do appreciate the people, the authors, for the work that they're doing, man. You understand? Right, let's have a look at this book then. Nature Knows No Colour Line by J.A. Rogers. Research into the Negro ancestry in the white race. God the hijacks. Alright, so let's go to page 29 of this book. So I'm just gonna, no, was it that page? Let's go to, actually I did want to read this actually, I've just been flicking through it. So Negroes were first worshipped in Greece and Rome. Okay, so we now know that Rome is Esau and that would have been classed as a Negro. White masses bowed down to black deities. The riots of Apollo were found by Delphos and his Negro mother Melanis, and the worship of black Isis and Horus. This is your New Testament, man. How they tie in the pagan gods, man. More pagan gods, the real pagan gods that you're actually serving. And was popular in Rome and the Roman colonies as far as the north as Britain, when this later evolved into the worship of Black Madonna and Black Christ. Christian whites also bowed down to them. Very interesting. So go to this part here, page. Now we're going to go to page 55 of this book. The racial intermixture in Spain and Portugal. And I told you we ruled Spain and Portugal for 600-700 years, man. Understand? I think this is the right part. While white Vandals were pouring into Africa in the 14th and 15th centuries, Africans continued to arrive in southern Europe, chiefly as slaves. It actually makes sense, like them travelling into Esau's land and then working with Esau, like this book just said. And some of the slaves, man. And then they then took over, the Romans, and took the idea, crossing into Spain. And then it also makes sense of Queen Isabel and King Ferdinand with the Paleotrogs who came in and took and expelled us from Spain and Portugal. Would you understand? Right, let's continue reading. I just want to read that snippet there. This is the main part I wanted to read. Yeah, page 63. All right. So the Jews also brought in much Negro strain. So it's trying to make out like that wasn't dominantly, they were black, like so-called black in sand. So the Jews also brought in much Negro strain. Some of the noblest of the Sephardic families, no, not some, like practically all of them were, understand? So he's trying to separate the Jews from being Negroes, but he's at least admitting that there was a strain of Negro Jews. At least he's admitting that, at least, you understand, like Sephardic families, aristocrats of Jewry were Negroes. Osip da Costa mentioned sons and grandsons of Don Jachia Ben Jachia. Sorry, forgive me if I can't pronounce that word. Forgive me. Who were royal treasurers, court physicians, astrologers, and royal favourites at the court of Castelli and Portugal, of one whom was Don David Negro, who with another illustrious Israelite, Don Judah, in the following year followed Donna Lenora, widow of Dom Ferdinando, whose favourites they had been in Castelli. His name Negro is derived, according to the author of Shalosh Sheth, from those Negroes. Yeah. But there you go, people, man. So this book is basically showing you, man. This snippet of the book is. There's also some pictures that I wanted to show you. Interesting pictures I wanted to show you as well. Germany. Some cool pictures. There was some, that's what I was looking for, the coat of arms. Yeah, look, Negro's coat of arms of nobility, 1856. See, we are the true noble and sovereigns, yeah, we got took over. We got given pagan ways, man. Birthday, Christmas, Halloween, their New Year's, all their wickedness, you understand? We're Hebrew Israelites, yeah, we're meant to keep the law of the Creator. And that's why you're having all these fires, earthquakes, flooding, all this madness that's happening. It's because, yeah, the Most High has said this is time for recompense now for the enemy, for what you've done to his children. You try to hide our history, man. And we are the true nobles and sovereigns. Negroes in coats of arms of noble families. Okay. It's all here, people, man. Scholarly backed ministry. Scholarly backed, man. Contar Pro, the prevention of a black messiah, yeah, to raise up the people, man, in the end times, like I'm doing right now, man. This is it, man. The only place of salvation is more ministry, man. There's too much evidence to show who we are, man. There's too much evidence to show. We are the true nobles. We are the true sovereigns, man. We've been lied to. We've all been reincarnated in these end times. These are the end times, man. We want restitution for what you took. That is the restoring of what you stole and some. You understand? We have a right to say that, man. We want our stuff back. Give us our stuff back, man. You know what I'm saying? Not good what you did, man. I know I'm going to continue reading from this book from time to time, man. Good book. What else was going to bring out, man? Was that everything? And obviously bearing in mind that I read from very informative books, man. You got Flat Earth by Eric Dubai. I'll be reading from this book from time to time, The Secret History of Human Resets, which has got a few things which I'll be going through. There's lots to go through, people. Get your pen and paper when you come on, and do your own research as well, man. It talks about one about the mud flood, amazing architecture built with hand tools, ? Megalithic stone structures, step wells of the East, Hindu temples, star forts, cathedrals, canals, global societies of the past, pyramids. There's so much domes around the world, empty mud cities of the 19th century. So mud flood happened. Yeah, we're going to be going through a lot of information, people, man. Loads of information to go through. Loads, man. But the only thing is, we haven't got a lot of time, man. And don't forget, man, they brought the Papa Balls, man. They brought Papa Balls, yeah. Man-made Papa Balls, right? This is just a little section which I was studying. I've been studying. And they basically kicked us out of our lands and brought pagan ways, man, in the New Testament. And tried to hide our identity, man. Right. Like I said, I got a scholarly back to ministry, man. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the Afro-Asiatics, man. That's you. We're the Israelites, okay? Simple as, man. I'm the high priest of Israel. You use Papa Balls to take us over. I've got a scholarly back to ministry, yeah, which proves, yeah, what I'm saying is true. Plus we have the Bible, yeah, to also back up, yeah, with prophecies and all the things are happening. So it's not like I'm just self-philosophizing saying, look, fires are happening, earthquakes happening, flooding, earthquakes, all this madness happening, natural disasters from the living creator is happening, yeah. Because this is prophecy, it's foretelling of a future event before it happens, man. And that's what I love, that's the beauty of prophecies, man, you understand? It's said, and then the enemy thinks it's not going to happen, and when it happens, yeah, then it's like, whoa, it makes you question things, man. It makes you question, hang on, there must be a creator then, do you understand? And hopefully people repent, turn from their wicked ways, yeah, and start following the law of the creator again, man. The Aztecs, Incas, Mayans, man. That's you, man. So there was all the people there in the Americas, man. We can prove that, you understand? Got these megalithic, these massive Olmec heads, all situated all throughout the Americas, throughout the whole earth, to be fair. We're the true nobles and sovereigns, yeah. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We're not dead in at sea. We're very much alive, willing and able to handle our estates ourselves, man. I read from the Apocrypha. I read from lots of books in this ministry, man. You understand? I'm trying to show you, man, what they did and how they took us over, man. You understand? And you best believe, man, we're not Africans. We're not Africans, yeah. But what we are is the Hebrew Israelites, and we are noble and sovereign, man. You understand? Thank you for staying along with me, people. And till next time, man. Shalom and peace.